G'day and welcome to yet another episode of Coast and Country Adventures. In today's episode, I'm going to be heading up into Dingo Tops and Dingo Bulga State Forest, checking out the campground and having a look to see if I can find any other sites. I'm heading up via Werrell Flat today. I was originally going to be heading around via Mount George, going around the other way, but I do know that there is a ford along this road. Now, I didn't want to get stuck not being able to cross that if the rivers are still high, because I did go on a ride yesterday over on the other side of Mount George, between Killabark and Mount George, in that bit of a mountain range through there. And a lot of the fords and a lot of the rivers were still right up. In fact, I couldn't even get across the bridge at Tirry, I think it's called, to get to Mount George. So I'm going to be going this way, seeing if that ford's crossable. And if not, be backtracking and finding a different way up there. Anyway, I'll catch you guys along the way. I hope you enjoy the video. Here we are, the main road going through Dingo Tops National Park. If I want to head back to Wingham, I can go that way, and I can go to Potteroo Falls that way. Today I'm going to be having a look at the Dingo Tops rest area, and I also want to try and find that Rowleys Rock Lookout. I've never been there before, and I would really like to try and figure out where that is. Unfortunately, my Google Maps sometimes seems to be back to front, so last time I was up here in the 250L, I just ended up going the wrong way because something was wrong with the mapping. I don't know what was going on. Either that or I just couldn't figure it out. Eland and Oxley Highway you can also get to going through this way. Alright, so right is right for us today. Also, the old Forestry Headquarters is great. It's always cool to have a bit of a gaze at from the outside. So this is the old Forestry Headquarters up here in Tapin Tops. So the old pine trees. There's a lot of old buildings and stuff in here. The gates are all open, so I imagine you can come in here and camp and stuff like that. But it doesn't look like it's really been used for a long time, especially not as a Forestry Headquarters. But it might make a pretty good campground for people coming up here. So it's called Boot Hill Forestry Headquarters, Tari Forestry District. So the main Forestry Headquarters now is actually in that Lansdowne Coopanook State Forest. There's a really good forest headquarters up there with free camping and stuff like that. There's really good trails around there for mountain biking and motorbiking. But it's sad to see a place like this sort of go into disrepair. It would have been cool to see them sort of keep it neat and tidy as a nice little campground for people to come up here and use. Alright, let's continue on the journey. Alright, up the top at Dingo Tops Campground, top of Tapin Tops National Park. Just while I'm here, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional custodians of the land which I'm exploring today, the Biripi people, and pay my respects to elders both past, present and emerging. Alright, so we have the Red Cedar Walk just over this side of the campground. It says that it's a steep grade, 45 minutes return. Now it looks like it's going into this beautiful gorge down here. I didn't bring any proper hiking boots or anything to actually be able to do this walk, but this is definitely one that I will come back up here in the future and do. Spectacular. Looks like it's got two different trails, one this way, one that way. Awesome. Be cool to see where that goes. So that's a mission for another day. There's also another walk going down that way called the Mountain Brush Circuit, which again would be a really cool one to come and do a hike on. Yeah, in the near future, I reckon I'll be coming back up here just to do those two hikes in a day, which would be pretty rad. At the end of the campground here, you've basically got two directions that you can go. You've got Mount George back that way, 37 kilometres, or you can go up to Ellenborough Falls that way. Now, last time I went that way and I didn't find Rowleys Rock, so I imagine I'm probably going to have to try and go that way today. Now this here says Maddie's helipad. It's got grid references, latitude and longitude. It's not what you take when you leave this world behind, it's what you leave behind when you go. Now I'm not actually sure what that's all about, but might do some research on that when I get home. Have a look. Over to the side here, we've got some old steam engines. Doesn't seem like there's any signage involved, but I imagine they're probably something to do, this one here is something to do with logging. Probably was a, even though it has wheels so it can be moved around, it was probably used mainly as a stationary engine. Big belt here probably drove like a pulley system to haul logs out of the gullies. So there probably would have been big steel cables run off of this somehow. That would have pulled logs out. I imagine there's no signs around here to actually tell us what they did. This one here, what's this look like? An old grader, an original one. Probably would have even been, by the looks of those wooden wheels, it probably would have been horse drawn, and or was a part of this. Maybe it was a moving steam engine. Not sure. Interesting. Alrighty, I'm just leaving the campground now and I'm going to start heading up to the right of that intersection towards Ellenborough Falls to see if I can find this Rowleys Rock. Catch you guys along the way. So Rowleys Road, the lookout should be just up this way, 1.2 kilometres, suitable for two-wheel drive vehicles in dry weather only. So it should be pretty alright, what that's saying. What about one-wheel drive? So technically I'm one-wheel drive. Area, I'll find somewhere to pull up and... Alright, let's have a look here. So it says authorised vehicle only, do not block gate. That's why I parked down there. So 45-minute strenuous walk. I don't know if it should be that bad. We'll have a look. And my main mission for the day is to not get covered in leeches. We'll have a look. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. I tell you what, that is a fairly steep hike up there actually. Didn't do much recording on the way up because all you would have heard is panting. It was quite difficult. Full motorcycle jacket and all that. I did not expect to be that difficult, but I tell you what, look at this view. 365 degrees of awesomeness. Comes up onto this beautiful viewing platform. Spectacular. Alrighty, so in a minute I'm gonna have to start hiking back down this hill, and then I will probably head I'll probably head back to the Dingo Tops campground and go back the Wingham way, take that left-hand turn, because I'll save going to Ellenborough Falls again for another day and another adventure. So I'm just working my way here along Nottingham Road back towards Mount George. Nice little cruise, excellent views, often out both sides actually. So I was just riding along, doing 60, and all of a sudden, this absolute sharp pain in my bloody leg. I look down, there's this bee that's hit me and stung me right in the, like through my jeans, brushed him off. Oh my lord, he got me good. Stinger was just in my jeans further down. But bloody hell, hurt like all buggery. You wouldn't want to be anaphylactic out in the middle of nowhere. I'm about halfway between the Dingo Tops campground and Mount George now.